Hey everyone, I'm Jason.
And I'm Brandy.
And we're the Black Bourbon family. Brandy and I really enjoy drinking bourbon. I mean, so much that we sometimes say, do we drink too much bourbon? Nah, there's no such thing as drinking too much bourbon. But anyway, we wanted to create a channel for those that go into the liquor store and they have all types of questions about bourbon. What is this? What does this taste like? Is it worth it? What is rye? What is bourbon? What does proof mean? What is 100 proof? All these questions, and I'm sure many more about bourbon. We've been drinking bourbon for a while. Now, we're no experts, can't claim to have a certification in this or that, but we know we like bourbon. And so we thought we could provide our thoughts on bourbon, what it tastes like, is it worth it, what do we like, and hopefully it will allow you to make a better decision or make a more informed decision, at least as you're looking at things in the liquor store. Now, as a Black Bourbon family, we thought it would only be right to pay homage to a Black bourbon company, such as Uncle Nearest.
Yes, and with Uncle Nearest, he is known as the godfather of Tennessee whiskey. His name is actually Nathan Green, and he was a former slave who actually taught Jack Daniels how to distill whiskey.
Wow. So with Uncle Nearest, we have 3 different proofs of bourbon. First, we have the 1884, which is a 93 proof bourbon. Next we have the 1856, which is a 100 proof bourbon. And finally, we have the 1820, which is, this one specifically is 115.6 proof bourbon. Now, we have to give a disclaimer to say, I will give a disclaimer to say, I have a preference for a higher proof bourbon, so I may already know what I like, but I'm not gonna say that without having a taste of everything. So what we've done is we've poured the bourbons already just to eliminate that part of it. And last thing is I'll say is we've had the 1856. This is actually the only one that we've had before. We enjoy it. We've had several bottles of it, but we enjoy this one. So it'll be good to even taste the 1884 and the 1820. So the first one we'll have is the 1884. This one is the 93 proof. Yep. Cheers. I see someone likes it. So for me, this is very smooth. I mean, I could drink this, not that I would, but I could drink this early during the day on vacation. This is very smooth.
Very smooth. And I think, ladies, this would be for you if, because there's no burn going down your chest, it's that smooth. So you won't have to worry about, So this one is very good, very smooth, very light.
Yeah.
And not heavy at all, not overly sweet. If you like old fashions, this would be probably a good bourbon to do, an old fashioned with.
Yeah. And even, I know sometimes, like when I first started drinking bourbon, I would put the bourbon up to my nose and I would just, woo, because that's strong. This, no, not at all. This is good.
Yeah.
I mean, this is very smooth. I agree with Brandy. This would be very good for an old fashioned. Yes, someone is enjoying it. This is a very good old fashioned drink, but and neat too. And that's another thing. So Brandy and I enjoy our bourbons neat. We really don't put ice or water. I know some people they do, and that's fine if that's what you prefer. But we don't do that. but this is good.
And try it both ways. If you haven't had any bourbons, try it with ice, try it without ice. It's like Jason said, some people add water to it. So it's whatever your preference is.
Yeah.
I would definitely just try it with just a little bit,
Right.
so you don't feel like you wasted your drink. But I think you'll drink it anyway. But you just want to truly enjoy your drink. So I would just try a little bit at a time. If you're gonna add ice, no ice, water, no water. So
yeah, cool. So the next that we'll try is the 1856. Now, we've had this one before. We really enjoy it, as I mentioned earlier. So I think it's, this will be an easy one for us. What do you think?
So this one's a slight bit heavier than the 1884. Smoothness is the same. Again, ladies, this is another one that you definitely could drink and you'll get a higher proof whiskey. And it's good. I like it. It has just a slight bit of more sweetness than the 1884. But I like this one as well. I mean, which we know because I've drunk a lot of it.
Yeah, she has. But no, yeah, this is very good. I feel this is, as Brandy said, it's a little bit stronger than the 1884, but definitely nothing where it's like, oh, this is going down too much. Again, if you want to add some water to it or put ice cube in, I think that'll be fine. This one, though, for me, and I've said this before, is I taste a little bit of the, they said charred oak barrels. I can taste a little bit of the oakiness in it. And not that it's a bad thing. I don't want you to think that oak is a bad taste, but I can just taste that difference in this one to the 1884. Now, perhaps the 1884 does have oak barrel, is made with oak barrels as well. I'm just not sure. It is?
Doesn't say. No, it doesn't say.
But that is something that I can taste differently about 56 compared to the 84. But both are definitely good bourbons. So next, we'll taste the 1820. And for those that are cigar smokers, I forgot to mention this in the beginning, but for those that are cigar smokers, I have a little something that I wanted to share with you as well as far as cigars. Brandy and I enjoy smoking cigars, especially when we drink our bourbon. So have something that you may enjoy with the cigars as well. But 1820. So 1820 is also aged in charred oak barrels. I think the biggest difference from this one is this is aged for a minimum, I believe, of 11 years. And so let's taste this. Do you have enough in yours?
I do.
I think I'm going to pour just a little bit more in mine. You want some more?
No.
Okay. Suit yourself.
More for him.
So yes, the 1820. Yeah.
This one has a little bit more of a burn, but not extreme. Not extreme. I've had much worse. But this one's heavier, sweeter, and this would be a good, just straight bourbon. Nothing added.
Yeah.
Nothing added. But you could make an old fashioned out of it. But with this one being a rare one, I'm not sure if Jason told you. Yeah. This one's like a rare one. You probably won't be able to find it just anywhere. So I wouldn't, I guess, waste it on an old fashioned.
Right.
I would, savor, the taste and the notes and everything that this bourbon brings to you. So I would definitely just drink this one straight.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I think this one, and we'll talk about favorites in a minute, so I'm not going to go there. But anyway, I think this one is good. This one has a little bit more sweetness to it. But when I say sweetness, it's not sugary like sweetness. It's like cherry or peach or stuff like that, but just more of a sweeter taste to it, but it's a higher proof as well. So I think the balance between the two work very good.
Very good sipping bourbon.
And I agree with Brandy as well. I mean, obviously, you can do whatever you want with your bourbon, but I would think that this is something that you kick back with your spouse, friends, whoever, even by yourself, and enjoy this because this is a good bourbon. All of them are good, and I told you in the beginning, I prefer higher proof bourbon, so I'm just a little bit biased when it comes to this. So I guess now let's say what our favorites are between the three. I'll let you ladies go first.
I like the 1820. I would say it would be my favorite just because it does have a little bit more sweetness to it. I too kind of like higher proofs, but I like that one because it's heavier and it's sweeter.
Okay. Yeah. Me too. 1820 for me. But because the other ones are good, I don't want it to seem as if the other two are not good. Because
that's just our preference.
That's our preference. We enjoy higher proof bourbons. I would, though, we've bought several bottles of the 1856, so it's not like we don't like that one. I think 1856 is a great bourbon to have neat or, no water or ice cubes, but that's my preference again. But I also feel that 1884 is something that if you just want something to knock the edge off a little bit, you're not looking for anything too strong. I think the 1884 would be right down your alley for that type of drink. That one is very smooth. So smooth. I mean, it's almost like you can get in trouble with 1884. Especially if you're a bourbon drinker, this isn't your first time drinking, you could drink 1884 and before you know it, you had 1884. But yeah, so I agree. I enjoy all three of them. 1820 is probably my favorite just because I enjoy higher proofs, but 56 and 84 are also great bourbons. So as I mentioned before we end, I wanted to share a couple of just cigar suggestions. Now, obviously, if you're a cigar smoker, you may have your favorites or whatever, but I have a couple of suggestions that I would make for the different bourbons as well. Now, the first one for 1884, I would say you want a smooth cigar to go with the smooth bourbon. And so with that, I have two recommendations. Both are Cubans, and you may say, well, wait, I don't think we can get Cubans. You can get Cubans if you really want to get Cubans. And I'll tell you a couple places or one place that I go to get mine. So this one first is the Partagas Serie P No. 2. It's a torpedo Cuban. This one has been aged for a while. So this is a great smoke. And honestly, this one would go well with the 56 or the 84. I mean, it'll go well with the 1820, but you may want something a little bit stronger for the 1820 just because it's a little bit stronger. For the other selection for the 1884 is the Monte Cristo. This is a Monte Cristo No. 2. This is another smooth cigar. It's a full body, medium to full body. Most Cubans are medium, more on the medium side than full. But anyway, Monte Cristo No. 2 would also be a great smoke for the 84 or the 56. I'll just say both of them. Now for the 1820, there are two different ones I was going to recommend. I can't find one, so I won't waste your time trying to find it. But the other one that I'll show you is the Opus X. So I really enjoy Opus X cigars. They are Dominican cigars. They're called Dominican Puros, which means they are Dominican wrapper, binder, and filler. This one specifically is called the Opus X Super Belicoso. This one has more of a torpedo shape end, but I also enjoy the Fuente and all the Opus X. I enjoy these cigars, and so I would say this would be great for the 1820. And for the 1820, I had a Cohiba Siglo II in here as well. And I would say that would be a great addition. That would be a great one to smoke with the 1820, as it's a little bit more stronger Cuban cigar. Now, back to the question about Cubans and where can I find them? So you can go to a website called Cigar One. It's www.cigarone, all one word.com. And they are a company based out of Switzerland, and they ship cigars to the US. And I've had several orders that I've made. And Mark from Cigar One will take care of you. He's very good. He has a great website, and he's very responsive in any questions that you may have. I've bugged the heck out of him about different questions on Cubans, and he's always been very attentive to my questions. So Cigar One would be a great website to purchase Cuban cigars. As far as cigar reviews, there's a YouTube channel, RonReal. RonReal is a brother who I've been following for a while. He has great cigar videos, and he does great reviews on cigars. And I will post all this stuff in the underneath the video. So, Cigar One for Cubans, and RonReal for cigar reviews. But anyway, back to bourbon.
Yes.
I have really enjoyed this bourbon, Uncle Nearest, 1820, 56, and 1884.
Yes.
84 will get you in trouble if you drink because it's so smooth. 56 is very good as well. And 1820, I think I'm going to take with me because I think she likes it a little bit too much.
Yeah, you might want to hide that one.
But no, thank you so much for joining the channel. Please subscribe, and we will have other videos of different types of bourbons to provide our reviews. And this is our thoughts, and just hopefully it will help you as you make your decisions about what bourbon to select.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.